I just want my trollers to answer me one question. No. 2 questions. And I'm not just saying it to one of you, I'm saying it to all of you. Yeah? I just want to ask you 2 questions to all my trollers out there. 1, why do you fear me for being online? You must really, really fear me for being online. You've obviously got something to hide so bad that you want me off the network. And now that I've just sold my PS4 off, which I shall show you the evidence in a minute, properly, yeah, you are actually still fearing me. You are still actually fearing me. Now, the thing that I find baffling is that what harm can I do to you? I mean, you got me off the PlayStation 4 network. You see, you fear me. And it's true, like the police have said, that me and other people have actually stumbled across a trolling ring on the network. And the police already know that, because they've spoken to YouTube and they said, yes, this is a YouTube and PlayStation trolling ring. So why do you fear me, some fat, lonely guy, as you put it out to be, in a wheelchair? So what is there to fear? Is it for the fact that you've got your own sad inadequacies in your life, or you're so bored that you've got nothing else better to do, or, you know, or is it for the sheer fact that I stand up for myself and you don't like it? So it's got to be one of those. You fear me that much. You fear me that much. That you think I think that's what it is. You fear me. You fear me that much that you got to try and get me off the network because of what you're doing to other people on the network. Not just them, but to myself as well. I mean, seriously? Are you that dumb? It's not me you want to fear. It's the law that you want to fear. I'm not the law. I don't make the laws. I'm not a judge. I'm not a jury. And I'm not an executioner. Whatever you do will be judged on earth as it is in heaven. So at the end of the day, stop doing what you're doing and you'll be alright. You lot fear me That's what it is. And to be fair, you fear me because you know that what you're doing is wrong. And you're doing everything you can to try and shut me up. But what it is you don't realise is, it's not just me that's complained to the authorities about all these trollers. I'm not the only one. So, you know, and I'm not the only one that's made statements neither. So, like I say, you know, at the end of the day, you trollers fear me because you know that you've been caught out by what you're doing. You're not going to get away with it. So bitching and whining about it, the only thing that you can do to absolve your sins, as they say, is to go into that garden and wash your sins away. Because it's going to happen whether you like it or you don't. But there we go. Four, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24. I have 48 games. And at which 8 of those were at £2. 4 of those were at £2.50. 4, 8, 12, or something like that. But fucking, yeah, I got, what was it? I got £258.11p, and I've got to pay, what was it? How much have I got to pay back? If I do decide to get it back. Oh, I can find that out in the morning anyway. Yeah, so it's the 194.80 up to 258. That's the difference. So yeah, that's just to renew it. But no. But like I say, yeah, I've got a couple of spare controls about. They're just spare parts. They don't work. I mean, I tried to sell them, but no, they wouldn't give me anything for them. I mean, I've got about 4 or 5 games here, but I've just got no cases for them. And they won't take them without the case. So, but see, you trollers, you try and pick on people's weaknesses. I don't have weaknesses. I never have done. I never will do. I don't have weaknesses. And that's what you don't like about me. You can't say he's a fatty bum bum and he dribbles blood everywhere. Because I don't. You don't like it because I don't have a weakness. I don't have a weakness for you to pick on. You don't like it. Because you know why? Because you see, I was bullied a lot when I was a child at school. Been there, done it, worn a t-shirt, mate. There's nothing you can say or do to me that's ever going to bother me. I'll tell you what, if you want to smoke a little bit, you're obsessed with me that much. If you want, tell me where you live. I'll send you a few of my dad's fucking ashes and you can smoke them in your fucking crack pipe. There you go. Am I bothered? Hell no. I'm not bothered. Do I care? No. Because you're sad, lonely individuals that pick on people that are weak, defenseless, fucking, what else you want to call it? Fucking people that have got emotional problems and things like that. People that won't fight back. Because you know why? Because you're gutless. You give it all that behind the camera. You know why? I'll show you for an example. Pretend that's your camera. Because you hide behind it. Because that's your little comfort blanket. You won't set 2 foot further in front of that fucking camera any more nearer to me than you would fucking on your mum's fanny flaps. Do you know why? Because you're gutless. You're afraid. You're gutless. You like to pick on people that are fucking what you think are vulnerable. And because this fat cunt here fights back, yeah, you don't like it. And then you start saying, we're all this, we're all that, blah, 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 blah. I don't go blah, 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 blah. Yeah? You're just gutless. And I think, to be fair, you're the weak individuals. You're the weak ones. You're the weak ones. That is your problem. You're the sad ones. And you don't like it. See, me, I'm watching the court case live. You know what I mean? You know, I've got a life, man. So I suggest you do the same. It don't bother me. I really can give a shit if you don't or you do. Get a fucking life. Yeah? Yeah. Mate, I'm going to see your mum on the end of my balls. And what? What are you going to do about it?
To disqualify the Hennepin County attorney, granted by the judge. That means one of the key members of the prosecution team is off the case. Unreal. Second one, a motion to introduce George Floyd's arrest in 2007 and 2019. You know that the defense wants the jury to hear all about that. Well, guess what? That was denied. So the jury's not going to hear about George Floyd's prior arrest in 2007 and in 2019. That's just a little bit of what happened today. That's those couple of the big headlines. Let's bring in the best team of legal journalists in the business. Julie Janae, Court TV Crime and Justice reporter, who's live in Minneapolis, and Court TV anchors Ted Rowlands and Michael Ayala also with us tonight. Julia, let me start with you. Officer Chauvin's attorney filed a lot of motions, a lot of paperwork, a lot of arguments today.
So, anything else you think you got on me? You got nothing.
And some of that information not coming in. What else? What else was argued today inside the courtroom?
Vinny, he was in the courtroom today sitting with the other three co-defendants. This is one of the first times that we've seen Officer Chauvin.
Surely you got something to say.
Incarcerated, but we caught a glimpse of him being taken into the courthouse through the back door. And it's a long list of motions that were on the table for all of these defendants. So starting with the four major ones that his attorney was arguing today, two of those are ones that all of these defendants had filed motions for. First, you mentioned that motion to disqualify the Hennepin County attorney. That was granted. That was one that was specific to Chauvin's case. But also that motion to dismiss and the motion for change of venue. That's one that a lot of these defendants were asking this court to rule on. The judge decided to reserve ruling on those. Didn't even want to hear arguments today.
Got nothing to say?
He said he's got enough of the brief. He's going to take it under advisement. And then that Rule 404 evidence motion on those two different arrest dates, the judge said unequivocally that the 2007 arrest was too far outside of anything related to this incident and asked the defense teams, how is it even possible that this is relevant? And he said that that definitely will not be coming in. But that May 6, 2019 arrest, the one where reportedly George Floyd swallowed drugs and had to get medical treatment while he was being arrested, the judge said it can't come in. It looks like it's propensity evidence, but if the state opens the door by saying that there's no way that he overdosed or ingested drugs, that could be a way that the defense can get that in.
All right. Michael Ayala, I want to bring you into this conversation right now, Michael, because I'm looking at what's going on here, and we were talking about this the other day, and we were discussing how big today was, and specifically those prior arrests.
Anything to say now, trollers?
How large they would be in front of the jury. To me, this is a huge victory.
Or I just fucking watch your butties.
It was interesting because the judge actually put them on warning. So it was a victory, but it had a little bit of a caveat with it, right? Because he told them, he said, look, you know, and we've heard before that they wanted to say that the fact that he might have taken these drugs at the scene was a little bit preposterous. So he said, look, if you're going to try to make that argument in court, I'm going to let these guys bring in, guess what, this 2019 arrest where he did exactly the same thing. So he put them on notice. But you're right. Right now, as it stands, big victory for them. The jury's not going to hear about all this bad stuff that he had done before, Floyd had done before. And I thought there was an argument that could be made, and one of the attorneys did make it. He said, I want to get these in to show the devious nature,
Is that
the
it?
evasiveness of this guy. And
Nothing else
he said,
better
no,
to say now?
The propensity part of it is just too strong. If we put
Ripped
this in
your
front of
little
the jury,
assholes
we will
apart,
not.
have I?
So, yes, it's a big win for the prosecution.
Meanwhile, Ted.
Well, I suggest you listen.
Prosecutor from
And
Hennepin
listen
County
good.
gets bounced from the biggest
Fuck
case of
off.
his career.
Oof.
Go away.
Yes. I mean,
Leave
this
me
is a
alone.
killer for him personally. I'm sure that prosecution is going to be